دموکراسی آزادی با مریم رجبی دموکراسی آزادی با مریم رجبی.
It was a bright day, without a single cloud in the sky. It was as though the country, no, the entire world, had an opportunity to see what was going on here. The protests had gathered in the Upper Senate Park near the Capitol building, with people holding up flags not only of Iran, but of various resistance and peace efforts as well. Everyone was there to speak out against the regime's killing of protesters, a horrific display of state power that executed civilians in the thousands. They wanted a free Iran. But the speakers made it clear, this was also about more.
Courage. The courage of those who stood up to tyranny and paid the ultimate price. This is the story of Massoud Rajavi, a symbol of resistance and hope.
Most of the people there were of the Iranian diaspora, no doubt many with family in the home country. With flags waving high, they chanted their demands for freedom and justice.
Regime change in Iran by the people of Iran! Regime change in Iran by the people of Iran! Regime change in Iran by the people of Iran! Regime change in Iran by the people of Iran!
The National Council of Resistance of Iran had organized this, led by their president Maryam Rajavi, an Iranian dissident seeking the dismantling of the regime.
Democracy, freedom, with Maryam Rajavi! Democracy, freedom, with Maryam Rajavi!
Still, it is impossible to fully understand the struggle for Iranian liberty without first understanding the history of regimes in Iran and the lives of people both there and in the diaspora.
In 20s, Reza Pahlavi, it toppled the Qajar dynasty.
Currently speaking is Homa, a good family friend and a member of the Iranian diaspora. He's politically aware and active, and he lives a traditional suburban life here in Northern Virginia.
Reza Pahlavi was a general, and that's why he was able to get the troops and overthrow the regime. Yeah. He ran for about 20 years or so. Then his son, he nominated his son to be successor, which is Mohammad Reza Pahlavi. Shah of Iran ran until mid-1950s. The Prime Minister of Iran, which was Mossadegh, tried to nationalize the oil. Yeah. And Shah fled the country. And Mossadegh became the leader of Iran. However, that didn't last long. 2 years later, with the help of CIA and British MI6, they were able to bring the Shah back and remove Mossadegh, which was the prime minister, of the power. So Shah is now back. Shah was very visionary. He wanted to make Iran westernized. He wanted to make Iran modernized. He wanted to make Iran technologically advanced. Yeah. So he decided to make manufacturing country and produce something. So he brought foreigners, American, British, to push the country forward. However, that alienated a lot of people because all of a sudden the different classes of people were confused, they didn't know what to do, and economic inequality caused dissatisfaction. And dissatisfaction was to the point that people saying, we are losing our culture, we are losing our religion. All of a sudden, foreigners are driving in Iran the street, they're talking English, they don't understand. And the fact that Shah really want to release Iran from Islamic religion, because Islamic was very religion's a dominating factor. Yeah. But that didn't go well. Yeah. So what happened was he exiled Ayatollah that was known as Khomeini.
Yeah.
And he exiled him to Iraq because he was a leader of opposition to Shah.
Yeah.
That they're saying that he's destroying the country and he's destroying your religion. So Shah, we knew later that he had cancer. So he was really trying to get everything go fast before his time.
Yeah.
The more he pushed, the less become successful, the more people opposed to him. He had a curfew in 1978, and people broke the curfew. His army started shooting people because protesters said we had enough. Khomeini, he went from Iraq, Baghdad to Paris. Once he went to Paris, now the whole Western media was there. All the newspapers, they're all pointing to Khomeini, which is talking that Shah is robbing Iran, he is destroying Iran. I have nothing to gain in this. I just want to release Iran from Shah. So Shah in 1979, January, left Iran, and Khomeini came to Iran. It was a massacre, the welcome he got. Almost the entire country were crying and cheering and dancing and celebrating that Khomeini now is our leader. They throw away constitution we had under Shah. They wrote a brand new constitution. Now they become the Islamic Republic of Iran. That's how the constitution formed. He called himself the supreme leader. It was a brutal supreme leader. He killed many, many, many people. The Ayatollah, the supreme leader, really is a dictator because he look at everything. This is the supreme leader. And you see, only these people get elected. The rest are nominated by supreme leader. There is no direct voting of all. This is Garden of Council. What that do, it basically become a veto power, whatever the president or the parliament approve.
And when the Ayatollah dies, which organization is it that selects the new one?
Okay, this is, they call it Assembly of Experts. Their job is to select the next supreme leader. When Israel and U.S. bombed Iran in February, the Ayatollah Khamenei, not Khomeini, Khamenei died. So the Assembly of Experts got together to select the son of the one that they killed. He is, they call him Moshtaba Khamenei. He is now the new supreme leader. Effectively, supreme leader is the only leader in Iran and is a dictator.
He holds all the cards.
He holds all the cards,
So now I'd like to switch to the topic of your experience in the Iranian diaspora.
So 1968, I came to U.S. I went to Hagerstown Junior College, and after 2 years I transferred to University of Maryland, and then I got my degree there. That's where I met my wife, and then both of us went to Iran. This was 1975. So we both worked there, we had a good life, but once the revolution started, we came back here and we settled here.
What memories do you have of Iran?
We had a fantastic memory. There's a lot of historical sites in Iran. You know, the artistic mosque, the blue tides.
Because it's one of the oldest civilizations.
Absolutely. They had a Persepolis in southern part of Iran, which was built 2,500 years ago, but still there. You know, a ruin of it, but still there. They had a bazaar, you know, where all the merchants go in there, you know, and
I was just going to say, when Khomeini came, some of his people, they went to Esfahan. Esfahan had some great monuments there, which we saw, but they destroyed them.
The new Islamic Republic, when they came to power, they decided to destroy anything got the Iranian and Persia history. And my wife always said, you know, it's really sad if you go to Iran, see how they ruin it.
Now I'd like to turn to the topic of interventionism and liberty. So the Shah getting put back in power in 1953, although he wasn't as bad as the Ayatollah, it still was not for altruistic purposes on behalf of the U.S. and Britain.
Yes, that's right. Shah was really friendly with U.S. He really want to be partner with U.S. He tried to build Iran that have an American influence. It was Carter that actually didn't allow Shah to stop revolution. And Shah told his general, don't shoot. And
Carter fucked us up.
he attempted to rescue the hostages in Iran. Unfortunately, there was an accident and an American soldier died because helicopter ran into each other. So it was a failed mission under Carter, and Carter really lost his re-election because of Iran.
So in December of last year to February of this year, the Iranian people had a revolt, and that led to thousands of summary executions.
Absolutely. 2 years before that, there was a girl, Masha Amani. She got on a bus without a headscarf. Then the morality police beat her and butchered her. She died 3 days later. Then Iranian revolt. Everybody were hoping this movement would get rid of this brutal dictatorship. Then in January of 2026, Iranian opposition revolt again. They went on the street, they took bullets, and Trump, he says, we're behind you, we support you. The more he said, the more Iranian went on the street. It got so bad that 3,000 or 10,000 people were killed. So as a result, the movement suffocated. There was nothing Trump did, he just talked.
Yeah, and with the attacks on Iran, especially with attacks on civilian infrastructure, would you say that a lot of Iranian people are now embracing the regime?
Before I answer that, I give you a little background. 2015, Barack Obama got engaged with Iranian people to control the nuclear program. And they got European, Russian, China, all together and say, we want to control your nuclear. 2015, they signed the agreement. So every year, the IAEA go to Iran, inspect the site, and report. So it was working good. 2018, Trump said, that's a lousy deal, bad deal, get rid of it. So he canceled it. Then Iranian went to work. They did whatever they want to do, doesn't matter, because they canceled it. We were party of the agreement, you're the one canceling. Now, come February 2026, Trump and Israel decided to bomb Iran, bomb residents. Well, you had it it under control.
It's creating problems.
3 months now passed, still he got no deal. And some of the proposal I have heard is the same thing which was in JCPOA.
But he wants his name on it.
He wants his name, but he's not going to get it because, see, it's hard to deal with Middle Eastern unless you know them, unless you know the culture. We can't just sit in Washington and say, okay, let's make a deal. No, it's not working that way. It's by going with their own speed, their own culture.
On their terms.
On their term. And Iranian people been carpet seller for years. They know how to negotiate. They know how to make a deal. And they know how to walk away from deal. And remember, if you make a deal with Iranian and you sign a contract, they're gonna come back again. Oh yeah, we want to make some changes. So
it's the haggling.
Exactly. Haggling is a part of culture. You want to go buy a pot of flour. He said $10. I said, no, 15. You haggle forever. It took 2 years for Obama to get the agreement in place.
You actually got a lot into my next subject, a future for Iran and its people. Obviously, the aggressive attacks on Iran are fermenting nationalism. That's definitely going to lead to more vocal support for the regime.
Yes, you're right. Just in January, opposition was so high, they were all yelling, death to dictator, death to Khamenei, we had enough, we want freedom. Now, U.S. bombing school children, 7, 8 years old or younger. So the poor Iranian people, they got nothing now to oppose the current regime because the only one that can defend them. They want to get rid of these, mullahs and ayatollah. But right now, they got no chance because they are stuck with the U.S. unplanned war of choice with no resolution in sight.
Say that peace happens. Do you think there is a possible future in which Iranian opposition is be empowered in a similar way where they were empowered 2 years earlier?
There is, but this time the Iranian people said trust and verify because they've been burned by U.S. rhetoric. Trump in February said, we're behind you, we're going to support you. But now he even doesn't talk about regime change. He only talks about nuclear program. The Iranian opposition are burned by this kind of shallow, empty promise. And now there's no end.
ای ایران ای مرز پرگار ای خاکت سرچشمه هنر دور از تو اندیشه بدان آینده مانی تو جاودان